Alright, got it. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! The following video will contain spoilers for the part 1 and part 2 of the pilot episode of Legends of Tomorrow. So, spoiler alert. If you don't want anything ruined for you, stop watching now. Hey guys, Dave here. And, well, as you see here, playing with my sonic screwdriver, Transtemporal, it's the only one with the wood setting. It's one of my personal favorites there. I've taken this thing with me all kind of places, to comic book events, movie premieres, even Renaissance and steampunk fairs. So, yes, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that brings one of these bad boys with me. Why? You never know if you're going to run into a time traveler. And it's all kind of fun. So, why the heck not? Now, the cool thing about this video today is that I get to combine two different things that I really do enjoy. Doctor Who and my fandom for DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Now, I wanted to go over a few interesting things, and this video is going to be talking about the parallels about both shows and the characters in them. However, I'm also going to be breaking down a few little bits of trivia that you may not know about. So, here we go. Now, a lot of people were making comparisons to the fact that Arthur Darvill, who played Rory Williams on Doctor Who, is now playing Rip Hunter, Time Master, from London and from the future. Well, people were wondering, okay, there's a lot of ripping off of Doctor Who here. Well, not exactly. Now, to believe it or not, although Doctor Who is one of the longest running TV shows ever, starting in 1963, believe it or not, Rip Hunter, Time Master actually debuted in DC Comics in 1959. So Rip Hunter, the Time Master, predates Doctor Who by 4 years. It's the truth. Look it up. Now, given that back in the day, DC was definitely trying to go more sci-fi with things. That's why they changed from the Golden Age to Silver Age to Green Lantern Alan Scott, who had a magic ring, had Hal Jordan have a cosmic ring by being a space cop. Things like that. And Rip Hunter was actually pretty cool back in the day, and the fact that, much like Flash Gordon traveling in space, Rip Hunter could occasionally be seen wrestling dinosaurs while protecting people throughout time. So he's definitely knowledgeable about different things that happened in the time stream, and he became one of the protectors of it. Especially if you get to check out who his father is in the comic books. I'm not sure I want to spoil anything for you. I said it spoiled maybe the show. I didn't want to ruin about who Rip Hunter's lineage is. So check that out for yourself. But today, the reason I'm talking part about this is that unfortunately it looks like because showrunner Stephen Moffat's going to be leaving the show, and because of scheduling conflicts, there's not going to be any Doctor Who in 2016 except for the Christmas special episode. So the next season of it, or series as they call it in the UK, won't be until 2017. Trust me, for Whovians, that is a long hiatus to hold out for to get your Doctor Who fix. So, for those of you that are Doctor Who fans, please welcome and check out Legends of Tomorrow. It's not quite the same kind of a style, but there are certain parallels that I think you might get a kick out of. Yes, Rip Hunter, Time Master. Looks like the way he's doing it, that the Council of Time Masters were charged with protecting the time stream and preventing anything from changing, even if it was so devastating it could actually have detrimental and harmful effects on people in the time stream itself. Well, much like the Doctor stealing a Type 40 TARDIS to go off on adventures, Rip apparently has stolen a ship called the Wave Rider, a large, very cool spaceship-looking craft with cloaking technology. One might call it a chameleon circuit, but instead of the TARDIS, which is supposed to be able to look like anything typical in its surroundings, that's why it looks like a blue police box, it actually can cloak itself in camouflage, making itself appear invisible. And there's no blue part of it that I've really seen, except a couple things in the interior, so, saying "River, make it blue again" might not work. Now, it is following a bunch of ragtag beings who are trying to go back in time and actually traveling back forward and backward in time, trying to fix something due to an immortal threat all this season named Vandal Savage. He's powerful, he's a very dangerous mamma jamma, and he's the big bad that everyone's trying to figure out how to stop. And it's not easy. Every adventure that they have, they are changing parts of the timeline. In some cases for the better, in some cases not so much. It really shows the dangers of time travel. And at one point they talk about there's things that they can fix and things that they can't. When they talk about how they screwed up something on their adventure in Part 2 in 1975, they said, can't we just go back and try to fix it again? You can't intersect with your own timeline. It's become a fixed point. They say fixed point and stuff like that also in Doctor Who, so there's a lot of that. And for those of you that like companions, yes, Legends of Tomorrow has plenty of them in here. Both heroes and villains. Some are trying to generally make the world a better place. Others, not so much. And others are just wanting to party. It's really funny. Case in point. The lovely Katie Lotz playing Sarah Lance, a.k.a. the White Canary. Now, I find this character to be very similar. In fact, I flat out calling her the Legends version of Captain Jack Harkness from Doctor Who and Torchwood. Why? Because she's a competent character who's fought on the side of good. She died. She resurrected. And she also has interesting sexual appetites. I mean, she's been with guys, she's been with girls. Much like Captain Jack Harkness, he pretty much, boy or girl, if she likes you, she's going to let you know, and she's going to want to get down with it, get down. So, yeah, so Sarah Lance is the Captain Jack Harkness of the show. And although she can't perpetually come back from the dead, you also have the reincarnating Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Carter Hall and Kendra Saunders, who unfortunately Carter died in Part 2, and that was a big rallying point for the team. So there are companions that are going to be gained, companions that are going to be lost. It's a dangerous mission out there, and you never really know what's going to happen. It's a lot more chaotic, and it may not be quite as British, despite the wonderful portrayal that Arthur Darvill's doing. By the way, Arthur Darvill's also a heck of a musician. Go on YouTube and check out Arthur Darvill and friends playing their cover of No Diggity by Blackstreet. I ain't kidding. It's awesome to check out. Very musical, very fun. And, you know, the boy can get down. So, thumbs up there. So, yes, there are some parallels. And there's also other little nods and stuff. Just like the later series and seasons of Doctor Who paid homage to various things from the past, from the other Doctors. There's little things that are popping up in, that are showing up as Easter eggs. Little hints from the past. My good buddy, the Arrowverse, and the Arrowverse.com actually has a page showing up some of the interesting Easter eggs that are in Rip Hunter's study, including legendary comic book icon pieces. Like in World War II, Sergeant Rock and his platoon in Easy Company were fighting against the Nazis. Sergeant Rock's helmet is one of the things that apparently he's collected. You can also find key things from characters the Sandman, not the Neil Gaiman take, Morpheus, but an adventurer who wore a gas mask. We've also got things that appear to the original Red Tornado, who was a woman. So, you know, cross-dressing superhero there. That was interesting. And we've also got, apparently, the hourglass of legendary superhero Hourman. So that was cool. Which, Hourman was going to be a series that the CW was going to develop, but it looks like it got canned for various reasons, and they developed other things. But there's no saying we can't eventually see these things on the show. So, we've got going back and forth through space and time. Instead of Doctor Who's time vortex, we have the time stream, which looks very similar to something that they also have in the comics called the Bleed. Now, basically, there's space in between dimensions. You know, in Doctor Who, they would call it the void. But in here, they actually think of it like arteries and the circulatory system of the multiverse. So it actually looks kind of like that. I think it's a very cool visual. It's distinct. And yes, there are going to be parallels between Doctor Who and Legends of Tomorrow because, well, Doctor Who has helped to set the stage for expectations for time travel. There's been other shows, The Time Tunnel, Quantum Leap, things like that. And to say Legends is any one of them is wrong. These guys are time-traveling heroes and villains who are going around trying to stop something that has been set to be detrimental and dangerous. They're saving it and at the same time changing history while preserving it at the same time. It's a wilder romp in some cases than Doctor Who, and it may not be as British, but it can be just as wild and crazy, in my opinion. Personally, I think that both shows are good. Unfortunately, we're not going to be getting to see any new Doctor Who for a year, but a good surrogate to check out is Legends of Tomorrow. And it's okay. There's a lot of stuff that you might get confused by, a lot of things that you might miss, but that's fine, because it's still a chance for you to go and enjoy a new fandom with a new twist on an old scene. So yeah, there are going to be parallels to time ships, even the lever that seems to activate the time jumps, things like that. You're going to see all these little nods, because the people that are creating Legends of Tomorrow have done their research and they're fans. They've done their best to honor the comic book characters that a lot of us have grown up with reading and envisioning and finally putting on the small screen. They're paying homage to all these things that have been out there. They're collecting all these wonderful actors to bring them to life, and they're doing a darn good job, in my opinion. I mean, there have been times when, with Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow was getting the highest ratings that week because no one's ever seen anything quite like it before. So yeah, there are going to be parallels from Legends of Tomorrow to Doctor Who. But they may be running the same kind of ship, but not exactly the same kind of storytelling and the exact same kind of way they're going about fixing it. So, yeah. Personally, I think if you're a fan of Doctor Who, you should give Legend of Tomorrow a try, and vice versa. If you're someone that's checking out the comic books and from DC and also reading, watching the show Legend of Tomorrow, and you ever wondered about Doctor Who because everyone keeps talking about it, now might be a good time to try to go back and catch up on it to see what part you can jump into to enjoy it. Both can be a bit of an acquired taste and a little iffy to get going at first because there's so much back history, but Legends of Tomorrow is trying to come together in a way that not only people that have been watching Flash and Arrow can jump on board because they've gotten to know these characters, but if you jump onto Legends of Tomorrow, they could be a good starting point to get your feet wet in that universe and to get to know these characters and how they present themselves. So, personally, I love the crap out of both these shows. I think you guys would give a big kick out of it too, and, I give it 2 Sonics up. I know. Okay, technically it's 1, but okay, it's twice, okay? But, yeah, it's, like I said, very cool things. I enjoy it. What do you guys think? Please, like, comment, subscribe, share. Send this around to other fans. I mean, I know that this is kind of a cross-promotional kind of thing, but who knows? Another thing about Doctor Who and the shows Arrow and Flash, we also have parallels including someone that's come back in time, the Reverse Flash, who every time the Flash and Reverse Flash meet, their times are a bit out of sync. One seems to have a time happening more than the others in their past. So it's not exactly like the Doctor and River song, but I don't think the Flash and Reverse Flash are going to fall in love and marry either. Also, on Arrow, we've got John Barrowman, who played Captain Jack Harkness, playing Malcolm Merlin. So that was kind of cool. And Alex Kingston, who played River Song on Doctor Who, is currently Dinah Drake Lance, Laurel's mother on Arrow. So there's a lot of parallels there. And it's okay to have parallels. It's okay to draw comparisons. But each one has their own thing, and they're being very loyal to the fandoms and the characters. So, like I said, I like it. What do you guys think? Until next time, Dave signing off. Peace. Yum yum.